Thirsty partner, try Moriarty's coldest drinks in the capital wasteland. Thirsty partner, try Moriarty's coldest drinks in the capital wasteland.
Please, God. So thirsty.
Need some grub? Try the brass lantern. Welcome to Megaton, friendliest town around. Thirsty partner, try Moriarty's coldest drinks in the capital wasteland. Thirsty partner, try Moriarty's
Hey, Grumpy, what's
coldest drinks
up?
in the capital wasteland.
Hello, my viewers, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be playing the remainder of the Fallout 3
Megaton,
Broken Steel DLC, which is pretty much the entire thing.
around.
I haven't really played any of it. But we are going to play the Fallout 3 Broken
Thirsty
Steel DLC.
partner,
It's going to
try
be
Moriarty's
awesome. But before we
coldest
do
drinks
Broken
in the
Steel's
capital
Before we do Fallout
wasteland.
3's Broken Steel DLC, it's a tongue twister, I noticed. There's a couple of things that I want to
Welcome
express to everybody.
Megaton,
Some changes.
friendliest town
Changes! So, first and foremost, I have noticed that,
around. Welcome to
well, this channel has a real toxicity problem.
friendliest town around.
I feel it should be simply enough said, as my acid reflux kicks in, that we're going to be purging any way to be toxic on this channel. This is no longer going to be a bully's battleground. I'm going to leave it at that. If you don't know what the hell that means, you're in for a treat.
Water.
Number 2.
Thirsty
No, you can get your own
partner,
fucking water, asshole.
try
You've been
Moriarty's
begging me for months.
coldest drinks
Starve.
in the capital
Anyway,
wasteland.
the NPC had the audacity to ask me for water like I'm somehow his servant. Like, get up and walk. Like, there's plenty of water around here.
Welcome to Megaton,
Number 2, we have a poll. Everyone is invited to be a part of this poll. The poll originally was, should we continue doing, should we do a new setup or a new run of Fallout 3 New Vegas and Fallout 4? I have fine-tuned this poll. The poll now says, what should we do next? And the options are
Megaton,
Fallout New Vegas DLC Collection, which we have not done the DLC yet, so there's the option there. Fallout 4 Mega Modded Playthrough, which is a complete playthrough with mods. It is the biggest playthrough we'll ever do on this channel, I'm
stand
sure.
clear of the gate.
Another Fallout 3 run, for those of you who like Fallout 3 a lot. And then finally, we call it the Skyrim, GTA, Red Dead Redemption 2 Triple Threat, where I basically pick one of the three out of a hat, and we all hope for the best. Should be fun, no matter what, because all three of those games are legendary. Vote until the stream is over, unless for some god-ordained reason they decide to knock out the internet again. Has been a thing all day. These streams probably won't last very long, so I'm kind of just stalling till the next knockout. Mike Tyson style, I'm sure. Number 3. I will no longer be responding to every single comment. If your comment is not in a blue wrench, then it is not going to be of priority. The reason why is I've been looking at a lot of channels. Blue wrenches get priority because they're moderators. They usually have something worthy to say. But when it comes to other channels, major channels, right? They have this thing called priority reply to comments. Usually if you're a membership or if you donate, that kind of thing. This is going to lead into number 4, but we'll just keep this simple. I'm no longer going to be reading every comment because half the time half the things you guys have to say are either completely irrelevant, completely stupid, or just mean. So if you're not going to have something to produce, you can comment as much as you all want. I could care less. It's fine. It's a free country. But I'm not going to respond to every comment. But if you break our chat rules, you are getting booted. There's nothing I can do about that. My moderators have an order, basically, to fire on sight to anyone who acts like a jackass. Okay? With that said, if you like the stream and the content, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. But priority comments will now become a thing. Every other channel's doing it. I might as well get up on that hype train. And at this point, if you don't have anything nice to say, guarantee you're not going to be heard. I will be reading comments. I just won't be responding to them. Because, you know, I do think it's good to be acknowledged what the chat has to say. Sometimes they should speak. Sometimes it does not matter what they have to say. Let it be known there is a difference. Okay? Number 4. We are no longer monetized on this channel. I made the decision to leave the YouTube Partner Program because it was knocking down my views by 80%. That means 80% of my viewership was gone after joining the YouTube Partner Program, because that's how YouTube Partner apparently works. They want to make it harder for you. So I have been, in a nutshell, is it dark already? Jesus Christ. In a nutshell, I have decided to leave the YouTube Partner Program because I want to see if I can get my viewership up again. The option to donate is still there. It is in the description of the channel, or the videos. If you want to donate to my Cash App, the option is in the description down below. If not, don't worry about it. It is completely optional. It is not mandatory. That being said, I do think it should be noted that we do intend to monetize again. It is something we're going to do. Right now, we'd like to see what changes when leaving the YouTube Partner Program, and then when we go back to it, we'll be ready. Because no one gives you a handbook on this. This is the kind of thing that you have to deal with it when you find out about it. And having my viewership knocked down by 80% definitely knocks down most of my growth, which is ridiculous. Which means we're going to see if we can get it back up, and then if we do it again and it happens again, well, we'll figure it out at that point. We were making money. I just figure, you know, the content should be more important than the paycheck you get for it. I think content is something you should enjoy doing, not something you do as a career. It's a hobby. If it's a hobby, you're supposed to enjoy doing it, not do it because it just gives you money. That's ridiculous. That being said, when I monetize, it's because if you're good at something, never do it for free. Right, Heath Ledger? Heath? He's dead, that's right. But it is true. If you're good at something, never do it for free. And if I'm good at it, why not? We do have some issues to deal with, but I'm sure that those people will fuck off in due time. Because they have been trying to drag us down a little bit at least. We'll deal with them. Don't worry about it. And if you need a white knight to help you fight back against the trolls, I'm not going to say I'm going to fight back against trolls. I'm not saying that. But I will help people succeed in getting away from them. I will give you a haven, a safe spot, so you are no longer their target. I will give you the advice I can give to help you get through that. But I'm not going to fight the trolls, because that is ridiculous. Mostly because these people are so anonymous, you can never actually get them into a parking lot in the first place. And if they're going to be that big of a bitch, there's no point in actually holding a fight with them. If you're going to be let that be known. If you are such a bitch in your life that you want to antagonize and terrorize somebody from behind a wall, behind a mask, so that they never know who you are, they're not the coward, you are. If you are antagonizing people and treating them like crap, you're the coward. You're a scumbag bitch, and trust me, if you were in a parking lot, you'd get your ass kicked. But most of you are so anonymous, it'll never happen. So what's the point of wasting our time on you? Which is why I'm going to help the people that want it. But if I cannot get people to listen to my advice, then I can only do so much. That is going to become a thing on this channel. I'm not here to fight your battles. I'm here to help you get through them. Because I got through them. you notice they don't talk about me that much anymore. They don't care about me that much anymore. Sure, you get the few who come through and act like belligerent jackasses. I'm not surprised. There's a reason why they don't care about me as much. I mean, there's a few that cannot possibly get me off their mind. It's because I live rent-free in their head, and there's a whole lot of reasons for that. It's called my Rumble. If you would like to use my evidence on my Rumble, feel free to. Just note that if you do not fine-tune it to fit YouTube's term service community guidelines, it could get you flagged. So be careful with it, okay? Because that content is not YouTube-friendly. At least some of it isn't. Some of it is very much fine, and you can re-upload it directly. If you want to re-upload it directly, you have my permission. It's my Rumble. If it's on my Rumble, that means anyone can use it, as long as you know how to download it. Number 5. I have been playing this game without all of you. Time to go to the Pip-Boy. Hold on. Actually, let's get daylight in here. 12, 8 a.m. No. 10, 8 a.m., 6 a.m. Here we go. Let's get some daylight before we do this, because this is going to be one hell of a playthrough. Alright, Pip-Boy time. So I've been playing without you guys. First things first, I have leveled up my energy weapons, my repair, and my small guns to 100. They are maxed out. We are not going to have to update them anymore. However, my gun skill is fucking amazing. I have been blowing people up with plasma. Oh, yeah. I finally perfected my energy weapons build, by the way. I've been using plasma rifles, tri-beam laser rifles, plasma pistols. I have become a tank beast motherfucker, and I'm really enjoying it. Hold on one second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. The maintenance guy was stopping by. Alright. I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, basically, I have become a tank beast. Motherfucker. And it's been awesome. So, I have been using power armor, energy weapons, and I have been basically going around the map looking for all the locations. If you go to my general, we have one more location to get in order to get that nice, big, solid triple digits, right? So we're going to look for another location during this video. But I have been unlocking locations all around the map, and it has been absolutely awesome. I have gone to the great ends of the earth. I found out something absolutely horrifying, though. And this actually did scare the living bejesus out of me while I've been playing without streaming. It's what I do to get out of my head, right? I jump on a game, play it. If you guys can't be there, no big, skin off my bones. I went to Vault 87. Not Little Lamplight to go underground into Vault 87, no. I went to Vault 87. And the rads in this game, the highest I've seen on average was 20 rads, which is a lot. That's a lot of rads. At Vault 87, it's 247 rads. Like, at a time, per minute, per second. 247 per second literally killed my character in milliseconds. Just by going past this one gate. I might go there and show you guys, because it's definitely an enemy-ridden place. But you can't go in there. Even with power armor, it is extremely dangerous to go into Vault 87 through the front door. But I found that out. That would have been my 100 location, but it's not. So we're going to look for some more locations. I know there's a few more because the alien spaceship is right up here somewhere. Or down here. I'm not really sure, actually. But anyway, we're going to play through this game. We're going to find some more locations. We're going to have a good time. If you guys have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, or you will be banned. And I don't like banning people, but just so you know, if you act like a cunt, it is going to be your last time. Unless you make 500 accounts, and which will ban you even still. We have all day. People being disruptive is nothing new. Just don't. Do us all a favor, right? Keep the stream positive. We are going to go here to the Seward Square North Metro, and we're going to look for the areas inside of DC itself. Before we do this, before we do the Citadel, I want to do that. But before we do, I need to get up my stim pack count. I only have 11 stim packs left, and we cannot do this without more stim packs. I had 50. I would like to have 50. So right now, what we are doing is, it's been Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's been 4 days, 5 days technically. But anyway, we're gonna wait out the rest of the week to Saturday, and then we are going to get as many stim packs as possible. We're gonna go up to Seward Square, find all the locations in that area, get our 100th location. Then we're gonna do the Broken Steel DLC. And once we're done with this game, chances are we might be done with it for good. Unless people really want it, and then which we'll do more. I have no problem with high demand. I value what you guys think and what you guys have to say. So just so you all know, keep it chill. Positivity rules, says Namcap. Damn straight. D-Chat's back in the chat. Also, if I missed anything, I was on a phone call. Oh, you're good, bro. It's just an intro. We got 3 mods in here. Look at that. No one's going to fuck up today. Let's see. Let's see. I believe it is one more day. One more day. Buy these stim packs. Do this. And that is going to be the general plan of this video, is doing the Broken Steel DLC. We might do more. But I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do the other DLCs yet. Mostly because I'd have to buy them. And on my desk, you know, you guys can't see it, is a copy of Alien Isolation, coming soon to the channel. Alright, let's go do this. First thing we gotta do is wait a couple hours. I don't think this guy's gonna have any stim packs, but
Looking to trade?
yeah.
It's my pleasure to offer hot death in a variety of
We
exciting
need to take
flavors.
these, we need to take these, we need to take this, and this.
Thanks.
Alright. Doc Mitchell.
Looking to trade?
Or Doc Hoff. He
See
liked Doc
what
Mitchell.
the good doctor has in his magic bag, shall we? Thanks.
Some grub. Try the brass lantern.
You notice we're almost level 20 as well. I've been busy.
All of us here thank you for everything you've done. For us, for the Wastes. We pulled together and got you this. It's the best we could do. Please take it, with our thanks.
They pulled together for Young Yum Deviled Eggs. Certainly, thanks.
Certainly. It's the least I could do after all you've done.
Okay.
For Christ's sake. You done? Good.
Alright, let's see. We're at 32. We need 20 more. Stand right here, and we'll wait a week. Let's see. How's everybody doing today? Oh, I almost forgot. we have a new schedule now. I was trying to remember everything that I said originally in the intro, but the first time we tried it, our last little mini video we were doing, right? The first time we did this, we had no audio going through. God effing dang it. And then after that, we had internet crash, which was just a whole another bundle of joy. And then after that, I just needed to get a minute away to eat some SpaghettiOs because I was I just had it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe stepping away would do us all some favors, right? Then I came back and I forgot half what I was saying. So we have a new schedule for the channel. We're gonna basically wait till Saturday again. So we're only gonna be streaming Mondays through Fridays. If I have work opportunities or things that I have to go do, real life priorities, right? Then we'll take those days off as well. But the priority of our streaming time is going to be Monday through Friday. If the whole week is taken up, then we'll stream up on Saturdays and Sundays to make up for it. Maybe do streams twice as long as normal. Instead of 3 hours, we'll go 6 hours. Because our streams are not going to be any more than 3 hours from now on. That includes this stream. But yeah, I feel like our stream time should be set up differently. I've noticed that when I'm not streaming and I'm kind of doing my own thing on the side, I'm genuinely happier because it's not so much of this, it's more other things too. So from now on, streams will be Monday through Friday unless we worked the entire week and we have not been able to stream, whatever the reason. I'm saying work is the biggest reason why, right? Then we'll stream Saturdays and Sundays of that week. That's the only exception. If we can't stream at all, you guys can get over it. I'm not trying to be rude or mean to my audience. I'm just aware that my audience can wait until a time where it's convenient to stream. Real life does come first. So, you know, I feel like that's a good way to put it. You know what I mean? Looks like Fallout New Vegas DLC collection's winning. Damn. People really love Fallout. Let's see. It was funny because we tried to do a stream earlier and the internet crashed hard. I'm like, you know what? This is a sign from God that we should just start over. But we did this poll. You know, it was, should we do Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4 again? Like a full playthrough kind of thing going on. I forgot exactly what it said. Everybody was voting no. Now you put it where they don't really have an option, and then they just start voting for... they actually start voting for things within the... It's kind of funny, you know what I mean? Now they know what they're voting for. I guess we're going to go till Sunday. Sunday. Yeah, I've been kind of busy the last few days. Just chilling and doing stuff. Sorry I've not been on as much, by the way, everybody. I do like streaming for you guys. It kind of does complete me.
You'd best have camp.
Ooh, perfect. Alright.
Good.
Okay. Oh,
Cut
wait.
it out.
Sorry. I'm dyslexic. Alright, we got 55 stimbacks. We are good. Now we're ready to go.
What is it?
Nothing. It's nothing.
I wish there were more people like you in the world. I want you to have this. I hope it helps keep you safe.
Thanks.
Bless you.
It's a blood pack.
You need something?
It's a blood pack. I'm not sure what the, this is a very interesting gift. Like, let's see. Actually, I think we can fast travel directly there. So we're going to go here. I'm going to show you guys my mad energy weapon skills. This way. There's the Capitol building. See, there's that location. We get that location, we are done. And then we can start doing the DLC. Oh. We are out of ammo on that. Alright. Fast and pistol time it is. Alright, let's take all this stuff. Take all that. What's funny is, I don't even know where half the bodies went. Let's see. Got our 100 locations, we're good. Alright.
It's been confirmed. The Purifier has been activated. We've been ordered to fortify our current position and wait for orders. With a lull in the fighting, we set up and fortified our position outside the Capitol building near Seward Square. Things have been relatively quiet around here lately. That'll all change when word spreads of the Purifier. Anyone and everyone will do whatever they can to get their hands on some of that water. For life or profit, it makes no difference. Same old killing, just a different ingredient.
Interesting. Alright, let's go to the Citadel.
You honor us with your presence here.
Hail.
Well, it's good to see that you're on your feet again. I assume Lyons is immediately throwing you to the wolves? Has he told you what's been going on while you've been resting?
I learned a little bit, but I was hoping you could tell me more.
Yes, I believe I can. Step over here for a moment, will you? I'll give you a brief history of what's happened over the last few weeks and what's going on now. As you well know, this all began with the Enclave's occupation of Project Purity here. Thanks to you, their main headquarters here was utterly destroyed. They then suffered a second defeat at the Purifier. Based on a combination of intelligence and field reports, other Enclave locations throughout the wasteland were found. Cut off from their leadership, it was expected that their forces would be in complete disarray. This has not been the case. Based on data and tech gathered from these locations, we've determined that the Enclave forces are still maintaining remote communications. We isolated the transmissions and found their origin point, an old military installation in Rockland, the southwest. Our advanced scouts have checked over the area, but no easy access to the facility was found. So we're making our own access point. Paladin Tristan is leading the team setting up forward base in an old car tunnel near the site. Once he's settled, Liberty Prime will be deployed. Prime's directive is to neutralize their defenses and create an entry point for the team. The team will move in, eliminate any opposition inside, and cut off their transmitter. Any relevant data should be brought back here. Now, did you have any other questions?
No.
If there's anything else you'd like to know, I'll tell you what I can. Otherwise, Paladin Tristan will be waiting. I'll alert him that you're on your way.
How is Liberty Prime holding up?
Performance is exceeding all our expectations. He's been especially effective against the Enclave's vertibirds, for which we previously had no counter. We're fine-tuning his programming as we go, but on the whole, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's as I always suspected. Prime's real issue was energy management. And when Dr. Lee helped us solve that problem, well, the rest was easy.
Alright.
Don't hurry back.
Don't hurry back. Wow.
The Brotherhood is at your service.
Hail.
Let's see. Actually, bathroom. Mess hall.
Hail.
Yo.
You are? Yeah. What do you need?
Like do we have trade?
Sure. Just be quick about it.
I like how she achieves maximum cunt status by telling me be quick about it. You know, what if I don't want to be quick about it? What if I want to take my sweet ass time? That's plenty right there. And that's plenty. Okay, we'll take those, take this, take this, take this, take this, take this. You know what? It could not have been done any better. Let's get rid of the Ripper. I'm never going to use that. Plasma rifle versus the I like the plasma rifle though. We don't need the hunting rifle. It's not going to be much of a savings, but still. Alright. Very
Try
good.
not to break it, outsider.
Fuck you.
Steel be with you.
Steal this bitch. I grabbed my crotch when I did that, but you guys can't tell. Anyway. Let's see. Smithy. Wait, Smithy? The fuck's a Smithy? It's funny to believe that this used to be the Pentagon. Maximum cunt status. I know, right? Alright, see here. We're going to do that rock tunnel, and let's go that way, yeah.
Hostiles!
What? Oh my god!
Area secured. Good to see.
I'm going this way. I'm just gonna go this way.
Well, well, look who's back amongst the living. Some of us were starting to wonder if you and Sarah were going to pull through.
Good to see you too. I'm here to help.
Is that so? Well, it'll be good to have another soldier we can count on. Basic rule of thumb on these operations. Keep your head down and let the robot do most of the heavy lifting. He can take it better than you can.
What do you need me to do?
I need you to keep your head on straight. No heroics, okay? Liberty Prime was called in to assist with the initial assault. Once we've cleared ourselves a nice staging area, we'll reassess the situation. Come on, things should be underway by now.
All right.
It's been pretty standard for the last week or so.
Hiding is futile.
Initiating Directive 7355. Destroy all. Communist detected on American soil. Lethal force engaged. Communist target acquired.
Just threw a giant mini nuke sized football.
Alaska's liberation is imminent.
Area secured.
Communist threat assessment. Minimum. Scanning defenses. Structural weakness detected. Exploiting. We will not fear the Red Menace. Initiating Directive 7395.
Oh
Destroy
my
all
God.
communists. Satellite uplink detected. Analysis of communist transmission pending. Warning. Red Chinese orbital strike imminent. All personnel should reach minimum safe distance immediately. Catastrophic system failure. Initiating core
Jeez.
shutdown as per emergency initiative 26.
We need to find out what the hell just happened. There's no time to talk. Get your ass inside that base and help the troops locate the source of their transmission. Now, soldier, now! Be careful in there. Who knows what else they're going to throw at us.
8, 2, 2, 0. 9. I die.
Can't see any of the enemies. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Nothing in here. The nice thing about doing these missions is that you have plenty of gear you can collect. I like how he was just carrying a beer with him the whole time. Huh. Alright, now we have to leave. Okay, I had to collect the telemetry data. This should have made Liberty Prime a helicopter. Those who know what I mean know. Oh yeah? Yo.
Did you need something?
Yeah, I want to trade.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'll trade the Gatling laser because I can't use it. The laser pistol, the laser rifle, the laser rifle, the laser rifle, the minigun, the plasma mines, the plasma pistol, the plasma. Oh wow, hot diggity damn. The pulse mines, the beer, the wine, the vodka, the Med-X.
Try not to break it, outsider.
Yep.
Of course.
The Brotherhood is at your service.
Yo.
I can't believe it. All those years of work, all of it. For what? One botched operation? I'm still waiting on the debriefing from Tristan, but I'm not sure it even matters. With Prime gone...
I'm sorry about the robot. There wasn't anything anyone could have done.
Perhaps not. But that doesn't change the fact that it sets us back years. Years! And it removes the one significant military advantage we had over the Enclave.
I found some encrypted data while at the relay station.
Ah, yes. Well, I'll see if we can't figure out how to read it. Perhaps it can give us some insight as to just what happened out there. It would be good to salvage something from this mess. Thank you for bringing this to me. I believe Elder Lyons will want to speak with you as well. Perhaps you should find him. If you'll excuse me.
Scribe Bowden, I'd like to hear your report on this latest armor modifications.
You're a bit late today, sir. I was afraid that you weren't coming. As per my report that I forwarded to you, development is on schedule.
Excellent. I'm a bit concerned, though. Last week you mentioned a possible delay in the secondary modifications.
There may be a slight delay in the enhancement of the ambulatory gyroscope. A few of the parts I need were lost in the recent inventory reduction.
You will make do about it. You always do. I trust you've spoken with Rothschild. I hope he can make some headway with the data you've recovered. With our primary weapon destroyed, we risk losing our momentum and jeopardizing the entire campaign. I must admit, I now wonder whether moving ahead with this operation was an error in judgment.
You couldn't have known this would happen. No one knew.
And yet, here we are. Discounting the fact that our best field commander is in a coma, and I personal feelings for my daughter, things have not gone well. If we fail now, we could lose everything.
Well, we have to keep fighting them. We can't back down now.
Very true. And to that end, I'd like you to speak with Paladin Tristan. He's requested you for a special assignment, one that could prove vital to our success.
1 second. Alright.
Steel be with you.
Level 20. We got 10 levels to go and then we're maxed out. Let's see. 20 skill points. You can put them all in the big guns or barter even. If we're doing a barter, we're going to be able to get less for what we actually sell. Hold on, let me minimize this window. There we go. Explosives is mostly mines and grenades. I don't really need to worry about that too much. Big guns is Fat Man, Gatling laser, and minigun. I feel like that would be a good one to have, considering it's the only one we have that's not really maxed out. On the other hand, lockpick. I could do lockpick and get that up to 95. Medicine, you get more out of the stim packs and Radaway and Rad-X. Sneak. Let's do... We're going to use big guns the most, I think. Actually, that's 50. The higher you make your barter skill, the less you can actually sell because the things are worth more at that point. And it really only has so many caps. Missile launcher, Fat Man, flamer, minigun, and Gatling laser. I don't ever really use those weapons though. Barter it is. Let's see. Science and medicine. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, look at all these locations. Look at all these locations. I want to go find locations now, guys. This right here is wow. Let's go. We're gonna look for locations and level up. Wait, what is our quest? Shop at speak with Paladin Tristan. I don't want to do that right now. I don't really want to speak with him right now. Well, now is a great time to talk about some random stuff. Imagine there was an achievement for finding every location ever. This is what I did off camera for the last who knows how long. Oh my god. There was nothing left of them. They got blown sky high. That's the downside to having cars made out of nuclear batteries. Every time you have a car made out of nuclear battery, what tends to happen is things just blow up like crazy. Andale. What's weird is I don't have the Outcast DLC, and there they are. I don't have the Outcast DLC, and yet they're wandering around. Oh no! I didn't save! I didn't save, and it just glitched to high hell. Oh, I didn't save. I didn't save. Oh, I didn't save. No. Oh, God, I hate it when that happens. Bethesda games. There's been this string of glitches going on with Oblivion lately. And a lot of people have been having the same glitches. You know, we stopped playing Oblivion because we couldn't progress the main story because we found game-breaking bugs that made it impossible to progress. And long story short, we haven't played it since. I do want to go back to playing Oblivion. Fuck. Alright. This is some real bullshit at this point. Let's see. You're gonna start saving like a maniac. Gonna start saving nonstop. Oh no, I know, right? Yeah, but we stopped playing Oblivion because of the game-breaking bugs. I say game-breaking, not in the sense they actually broke the game permanently, but like they made it impossible to progress the main story. And there was two of them. There was the one with Kvatch where the guy just stands outside forever. And there's no real indicator of anything else to do. Oh, shoot. Okay. Another one. Wow. Two of them. Could there have been a worse time to reload ever in the history of human history? First one was in Kvatch, where we're trying to progress the main story, and it decides that it's just going to go wonk fest like crazy. And the guy just stands there no matter what you do. And then the other game-breaking bug was the one in, oh, notice now it's Enclave soldiers. I can't get a thought out because the Enclave wanted to show up and take over where the Raiders were at. I absolutely cannot stand the heavy incinerators. Mostly because when they throw the heavy incinerator at you, it blinds you for the entirety of the time you're using it. Well, that it's being used against you, I guess, but way to put it. But yeah, then we had that game-breaking bug with talking to that one vampire guy who never comes out of his damn house, and we don't know where by stimpaks, or not stimpaks, bobby pins, or wherever they go. However you lockpick buildings in the game, they make it so you can't really find bobby pins anywhere. And I have gone off camera and looked for the lockpick devices. They call lockpicks. How did I not get that? Anyway, I can't find lockpicks anywhere in the game. Unless there's some secret place where they sell lockpicks. Which could also be a bug for all I know, because I don't know if that's normal to not be able to find lockpicks in Oblivion. I mean, we found like 5. But hard locks are very hard to unlock. Like, you can't just pop them open. And for some stupid reason... Oh, okay, they're shooting them. Talon mercs. But yeah, for some stupid reason, it's impossible to find lockpicks at the same time, which makes it equally as hard to get makes it equally as hard to find anything to open up very hard doors with. And the vampire guy's door is like a super hard door, so you just can't lockpick it and be done with it. No, it's gotta be like, you gotta use every single lockpick you have. And this game has the hardest lockpicking system I've ever seen in a game. So then there's that problem on top of it all. So how do you even lockpick? Is it even humanly possible? And then we're going through this game, and I realize you can't progress in the story because it's so bugged to hell. And I don't know why the guy will never come outside, because apparently he's supposed to come outside if you ask the green lizard lady, and she doesn't know how to get him. In fact, none of them do, and I've noticed that was a problem throughout the entirety of the game, not just that one part. So I stopped playing Oblivion because I just can't handle the amount of bugs on a game that just came out by somebody who isn't Bethesda. Like, that was the other thing about it that really irks me, is that it's not even Bethesda making the game, and people still can't get the game to work. Which is stupid, because when Oblivion first came out, the game worked flawlessly. Bethesda touched it one time. Like, Bethesda makes amazing games, don't get me wrong. Like, I love Fallout 3. I love this game. Luckily, this game hasn't been touched in years, therefore they don't have any more problems with it, right? But for some stupid reason, Bethesda can't touch a game without fracturing its system to high hell. So it makes the games unplayable and no longer fun to play. Because if I want to play the main story, I should be able to play the main story. It should not be a chore to get to work. And that is the problem, is that for some stupid reason, Bethesda games don't work. Because Todd Howard doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Which is stupid, because he used to know what the hell he's doing. Is it like me with GTA? I played GTA for years. I was a tank build, and nobody could get through me. But then I stopped playing for a few years, and I have stopped playing. You guys have noticed I don't play a lot of GTA anymore. And maybe it's because the game got old. Maybe it's because of the toxic environment. Maybe it's all the shitty people you have to play with. Which, really, there's nobody. I can't go get a Pacific Standard team of 4 people and have it be decent. It's always douchebags. Always douchebags. No matter what I do. If I ask my viewership from YouTube to give me some viewers, some decent teammates, nobody wants to. It's ass playing GTA. So I stopped playing GTA for a variety of reasons, right? And what I don't understand is, well, no, I do understand it. What's really interesting is I stopped playing GTA because it just wasn't the same, and I'm no longer good at it. I got rusty. I stopped playing, and therefore I start losing the skill. I'm the kind of person that if you want me to maintain having a skill, oh, Raider. If you want me to have good skills at something, I have to play it consistently. You know what I mean? That's kind of the kind of person I am when it comes to skill sets and how I learn and how I achieve what I'm trying to do and how I play things and how I do things. It's not just games, it's real life too. I have to keep using a skill in order to maintain being good at it, which is fine. I'm a hands-on kind of learner, but maybe Todd Howard's the same way. They stopped making games for so long that now they just suck at making games. And when they actually do make games, they don't know how to make them work because they've been stalling so long. Like Elder Scrolls 6 is never happening. If it does, I'm telling you right now, based off Todd Howard's track record, Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna suck. Like, it's gonna suck. It's kind of like putting a giant black dick in your mouth and just trying to make it taste like spaghetti. It's not gonna work. Okay? And here's the problem. I am so sorry for that analogy, by the way, but it's a perfect analogy if you really think about it, right? Because Elder Scrolls 6 is like, how long are you going to wait? By the time they actually get it out, they're not going to know how to make the games good because they don't have enough experience, and they don't listen to their fans, which is another problem with Bethesda games entirely. Because Oblivion should be the biggest red flag of all. You have this amazing game. And you have these people that keep fucking it up because they can't just not touch it. And what's funny is the game was fine. I also found out they censored this game heavily. They censored a lot of Oblivion, which I don't understand why they changed those things. Here, let's go make things like, instead of it being male and female, let's go make it body of type 1 and 2. I don't understand the change there. Like, it was not necessary to do that. And it doesn't even matter in the wide spectrum things. You're going to spend like 3 seconds on body type 1 or 2. But if you don't know what body type you want to be, that says a lot because, like, you're playing the game. You know what I mean? It's not going to last more than a few moments. So people complaining about it at the same time doesn't make much sense. But then you think about Oblivion, right? Why did you change it? Like, who are you changing this for? Like, male and female body type is now type 1, type 2. Here's the thing about it. Sometimes the genders of these games are so close you can't even tell the difference. So it's like, God, I want to be a guy, but it won't tell me which one the guy is. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand the frustration of, like, being irritated by that, but, like, at the same time, it's like, it's not that big a deal. But it is weird that they changed it at all. Like, why did they change it? And that's one of those things that they kind of censored. Like, I don't know why they're censoring gender, but like, okay, Todd Howard's woke as fuck. All of them chess players are. But like, realistically, that's one of those things that they were going back in and touching after the fact. And it's like, why do you need to touch any of it? Put out a game. Be like the PS1 and PS2 era. You put out a game, you don't touch it again, because what you get is what you get. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it, right? I don't think that they should be allowed. I think that should be... Hold on, I can't multitask here. There's a missile guy. I can't see shit out in the dark. There he is. Hold on, hold on. Grenades. What did I kill over here? I don't understand why they don't just put out a game and have it be the way it is, because then Oblivion doesn't work and I don't know how to like get it to work. And what's funny is it worked fine until they touched it. They touch it and suddenly it never works again. You know how irritating that is? Because I wanted to play Oblivion. I liked Oblivion. It's the first time in a long time I actually looked forward to a fantasy game. And I actually was enjoying it. All of a sudden it just, we can't progress the main story because nothing works as intended. Todd Howard being a lying cunt for 40 minutes straight saying, it just works. No, Todd Howard, it doesn't just work. If it just worked, we wouldn't be having this problem. And I think that that is the rant that everyone needs to understand. It's going to be a thing as long as Todd Howard keeps fucking up his games. But then, like, at the same time, do we really expect any less from Todd Howard? Todd Howard's like, I played on the chess team. Fucking, somehow you're still a fucking You're not very bright. Let's see. Eat this, eat this, eat this, eat this, eat these. Why am I eating it all? Because, let's be honest here, it's not like I can sell very much anyway. Okay. There's a... It is dark out here. Right, there's the location. Yeah, that's why we haven't been playing Oblivion though, is because it's bugged to hell. And that is irritating, because I really wanted to like Oblivion. They should have added body types 3, 4, and 5 just for the lulz. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. I would have been on board with that. Like, okay, there's 5 different body types. Which one's male or female? Because I understand why people are upset by that. They want to know so that when they do the quest, they know which body type. They know what they are. Like, imagine Todd Howard puts this male and female, but female is actually male and male is actually female. Do some real trans level stuff. Really just confuse the audience in general. Like, there's a lot of ways they can really just screw it with people, which I'm fine with that if you're doing it for fun. But like, I wish that the quest worked. You know, that's my beef. That's my anger. Okay, is that I really wish the quest worked. Oh crap! Oh. How many stimmacks do we have? 25? Okay, we're still doing pretty good. Oh, oh, oh! I wish the quests worked. I really wish they had not touched it. If they're gonna touch it, make sure it works afterwards. And it's like, you manage these games. It's like you think that you'd be able to make them work. You know what I mean? Like, Fallout 3 has been out for years. If they didn't get this game to work, that's a real problem. You know what I mean? Like, there's no excuse not to have Fallout 3 work after 10 years being out. And we're pushing X to verify. Don't bother going to DC. That place is a war zone. I'm like, yep. I like going to these places in the daytime because you can see it better. But something about this game is just amazing. This is back when Bethesda knew what the hell they were doing with games. I just think it's really messed up that Virtuos Studios puts out this game, Oblivion, and it doesn't work. For the first time in a long time, I was excited to play a fantasy game. And doing the Oblivion gates, like being forced to do them, was actually kind of a nice thing. Because then it got me really kind of motivated to actually complete it for the story, you know, like to complete the main storyline. And for some stupid reason, nope. It's irritating because I want to be able to just enjoy these things. And I don't know. What do you expect, I guess? Don't you wish you could run through cities and just blow things up like this? Welcome to Los Angeles! Pew pew! Part of me kind of wishes for a nuclear apocalypse, but at the same time, what the hell? Oh, he got melted like glue. I've also been fighting a lot of death claws in this. When I was off camera and not streaming for you guys, which again I do apologize. I know that I shouldn't have to apologize as much, but I genuinely do feel bad about it because you missed a lot of solid gameplay. But when I was playing on when I was playing the game in the background, I guess the way to put it, I was fighting a lot of death claws. Just imagine walking around with a pair of pruning shears clipping off people's fingers. Let's see. It's weird. I've noticed this and I don't really know why it's there, but I don't have the YouTube partner program activated on my thing right now, and it still says new members, as if I can get members somehow, even still. It's weird. YouTube has been begging me to come back to the YouTube partner program. I left it because it was knocking down my growth, my viewership so much, and they're like, please come back. And I'm asking myself, why the fuck would I want to come back? You killed my numbers, like huge, like 80% of my viewership was knocked down. Why would I want to come back? And they're like, please come back. We want you to be able to make money. We want to try and be there and be a part of we want you to be a part of our program. I'm like, and I remember these emails pretty specifically. I'm like, why the fuck would you want me to come back? Why would I want to come back if you're going to kill my growth? The rule of thumb is if you can knock down the guy with a gun and then take their gun, they'll never use another gun, basically. I guess take that. Yeah, it made no sense. Like, why would I want to come back to the YouTube partner program if the YouTube partner program is what stopped me from having any growth? That was a great shot. I wish you got XP for repairing your weapons like you do in Fallout 4. I think you do in Fallout 4. I'm not entirely sure, actually. He's like, it's killing time, turns into literal goo. Alright, let's see. Evergreen Mills. YouTube wants their 40% cut. I'm cool with that. I wouldn't mind to give them their 40% cut. But like, they need to like not kill my growth, because in order for them to get that cut, and this is the silly reality behind that, if they want their cut so damn bad, all they have to do is make sure that my viewership stays the same. My viewership doesn't drop by 80%. I've noticed that my videos, my streams, after my streams are over, the viewership comes back. They come and they watch it, and my views go up. Now that I'm not a member of the YouTube Partner Program anymore. Holy moly! Jesus Christ! We're gonna have so many rad scorpion left. Those things are worth a mint. That is the reality, though. If they don't knock down my viewership, they'll get their cut for sure, and then some. If you knock down my viewership, those views can't go to either one of us. They can't go to me. They can't go to YouTube. Because YouTube gets a roughly 40 to 45% cut, somewhere in that ballpark, and that's fine. I get 65 to 70%. That's pretty good. But like, if there's no viewership, then nobody's getting a cut, and that's the thing about YouTube that really pisses me off. Because then it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, it's just. I love having all this ammo. Alright, welcome to the slave pastures. I don't know exactly what this location is called, but I've been here a few times. For every bad guy that we kill, we get a finger. Basically two-shotting bad guys all over the place. That over there is a giant super mutant. Oh, this is Evergreen Mills. Okay. Would never have guessed. some reason he doesn't have a finger. Not even sure how we get up there. But there's definitely gotta be a way. Yeah, I think that is the utmost irritating thing about doing YouTube is that YouTube wants to take a cut, and I'm totally cool with that, but it would make more sense if they wouldn't knock down our growth by so much. And that is the true reality. I don't know why YouTube doesn't get that. It's like, if you knock down our viewership by that much, eventually no one's gonna get a cut, and then what's the point? You know what I mean? And I want to be able to monetize my channel and stuff. I want to be able to make this content really count, but like, it's kind of hard to do that though when you have a platform that just, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to talk down about YouTube here. I'm not trying to talk down on the platform or nothing like that. YouTube is still a great place to be. It's just that if you want to make money, this place is a very hard place to make money. You know what I mean? Like, overall, it's just inconsistent. It's one of the hardest places to try and figure things out, too. And although I want to note that with YouTube, I don't think it's about making money, though. I think money is part of it because it is a business, after all. But I think the reality is, if you're doing YouTube and you want to make it into a career, you're going to have to accept the fact that at some point, these obstacles are going to be a thing that everyone's going to have to deal with. Because, like, you can't make it into a successful business if you don't know how to address the problems with it. You know what I mean? And I feel like I should email YouTube and tell them about this. Maybe they have some kind of advice, or maybe they have like some workaround for this issue. Alright, let's see. Well, we're leveling up, but there's gotta be... There's an enemy somewhere out here. Not anymore, I guess. I guess we could be contract killer for when we get... Once you have the contract killer perk, any good character you kill of an ear on their corpse, the ear can be sold to a certain person whose identity will be disclosed when you take the perk for caps and negative karma. No, I don't really want that, actually. If you kill a target in bats, all your action points are restored upon exiting bats. That'd be going to have. Looks like it's that giant structure over there. I keep getting emails for life insurance. I keep thinking to myself, life insurance is such a scam. Because, like, once you're dead, you're dead. You know what I mean? Welcome to Fort Bannister. I'm pretty sure this is where you get the contract killer perk. Not even worth it. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Give me a second. You want? Life is full of things we want that we cannot have. You'll get over it. All right. We are good to go. Actually, what else do we have in here we could probably find put together? I didn't even see this comment. Let's see. When Varys leads the reset, Tibbs TV and followers will be VIP in the new world, though. Yeah. What's this? Can't say how much I'm different there. I hope this whole system can just take a hard reset and we can start over. But realistically, not only will that be horrible to live through, but also futile, because all that will likely happen is everything we knew up till then would waste away and turn the dust more than anything anyway, and likely just repeat the whole thing over. No, I think there's a lot of scummy people in charge, and a lot of the time what happens, the reason why the world seems to repeat the same mistakes is because we try to keep pretending like history never happened. Here, let's remove all the Confederate statues. Let's remove the Confederate flag. We'll pretend slavery was never a thing. Let's erase anything that proved the Nazis did what they did. Before you know it, everybody's gonna be doomed to repeat the same mistakes, because you keep having the same douchebags repeating those mistakes over and over again. And that is the reality, is people keep making the same mistakes because you have the same douchebags in charge time and time again. After a while, you'd have to imagine that somebody would come along that would not think like they do. It would be a complete change of pace from what things used to be. You just gotta find somebody willing to be that change in society. Most of the time, nobody wants to do anything to try something new. I think that's the problem, is that human beings don't like change. They're afraid of it. And when you're afraid of change, you're never going to have things get better. That is the disgusting truth of it all. Now, why would I tell you all this? Because I'm not afraid to admit it. Most people are like, you can't say that. Why not? Because it's true. You can't say it because it's true. Is that the beef of it? Like, I don't understand why people are like that. So you can't say that because then people might be, you know, they might actually start changing things. So like, why are people so afraid of change? You want things to change, you want things to get better, but you're afraid of people hearing things. Like, this whole gender ideology thing is such a stupid thing because it does the same incessant crap that has been around for years. It's like, here, let's find a reason to shut everybody up. Because they won't understand, and then they'll start thinking of themselves, and then people have their own opinions, and we won't like what they have to say. And okay, so gender only comes in two forms, male and female. There's men, and there is women. You either have a penis and balls, or you have a vagina. And for some reason, approximately 60 to 70% of society is now afraid to admit that fact. And I don't know why. That in of itself makes no sense. Why is it bad to admit that 60 to 70% of society should be aware that they're either male or female? There is no third gender. If there was, what is it? Nobody can give an answer to that, too. You ever notice that? You ask them, so if there's more than two genders, name one other gender besides male or female. Name one. Well, there's trans. No, the trans is transforming from one to the other. That's not another gender. It's becoming the opposite gender. It's the same thing. It's still male or female. Oh, well, you know, that's one of those topics, and it's an example of a topic that really does show how much society degenerates itself. Because it's some idiot in charge, who we keep looking to, hoping he'll make things better, that came up with that idea. And all that idea does divide people. Like, there's people with common sense, and there's people without common sense. That's why trans is even a thing, by the way. It's because they're trying to remove gender from society. And they don't have a good reason to do that. Like, you know, that is the disgusting truth of it, is they don't have a good reason to do it. For some stupid reason, they think that that's going to be seen as normal, though. And I'm not trying to make a big deal out of gender, because I'm one of those people that can really give less of a crap. Most of our locations are going to be in here. The reality of the whole gender conversation is people are mentally ill, and they're trying to come up with new ideas, and the ideas are now, let's take something that's been common sense for years and pretend like it never was a thing. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna bet my balls on this. I'm gonna bet the entirety of my future children on this idea. They're going to remove gender from society, and then some dipshit's going to say, hey, I have an idea. You know how this one over here has balls, and this one over here does not have balls? We'll call it male and female. Like they're going to reintroduce it somehow. Pretend like it's a brand new concept. I bet you. Because when it's no longer a thing in society, somebody should say, hey, I have an idea. Let's introduce this concept. Because everyone else doesn't know about it anymore. It's like a pseudo-discovery kind of thing. Watch. Watch. If this works out and they remove gender from society. By the way, so many people went through biology class in high school. The reason why that will not work. The reason why I'm leaning over right now. I got my hands on my temples right now. I'm just rubbing my temples because of this frustration on this. Do you know why that's not going to work? Because they jammed biology class down so many of our throats as kids that now we have no choice but to acknowledge its existence. And you expect us to forget about biology class? That was an entire semester in high school. For some of us, college. It taught us the same concept. Male, female, ovaries versus balls, whole nine yards. You're not going to be able to make society forget about male and female without erasing entire moments of our entire memories. And even then, who in their fucking straight mind would ever agree to you erasing their memories? Some of us hate our lives, but we still want to remember why we hate it. People are whacked. The reality is, you can't erase that concept from society successfully without having major implications. For example, why? And this is one of those idiots in charge who thought this was a good idea. And it's been a thing the last 4 to 5 years. And this is why a hard reset of society would not be such a bad idea. Hopefully that idiot's not in charge when they start over. Because that shows you just how stupid people are. Here, let's pretend male and female never existed. Then what was the point of sex? Is it because you want everybody to be gay? Like, is that it? Because if there's no male or female and everybody's just fucking everybody with no real direction anymore, and what's the point of that? Why do you have so much of a desire to be on people's business? And plus, I don't know how to say this. Let's say everybody's gay now. Well, you can't make someone gay, just like you can't make them straight. You know what I mean? Now, realistically, removing gender from society has no real purpose or value because people are still going to be attracted to whoever they're attracted to. Like, it's not going to change anything. So, my big question is, what was the point? You have this guy in control. I know that somebody in charge is doing it. Somebody high up in society. Maybe not the president. Maybe even higher than the president. Because this has been in every single bit of TV, movies, the news, politics, college campuses. This is implemented everywhere. Like a major... That also makes you ask the scary question. Who's in charge? I mean, sure, we could blame Obama and Biden on this all we want, but like that's a lot of power to do that globally. They did that globally. So there's somebody in charge who has the power to say, all right, we want everyone to be, men can only be, it's only normal like men, pedos are a thing everywhere, and, you know, common sense has to go out the window. It takes a lot of power to be able to pull off that kind of a trick. And what I don't really get is who in the hell has so much power that they actually can make it to the point where simple concept like that no longer exist. Like, that takes a lot of power. So there's some guy in charge somewhere. God only knows where. And he decided that gender is no longer going to be a thing. Common sense is going to go out the window. And a partridge in a pear tree. You know, that makes you ask this frightening question. Who the fuck has that much power in society for that to affect the entire world? I know you're all thinking it. I'm just the one who has the balls enough to say it, because society is full of soft people, I guess. I mean, that's a lot of power. For some reason, we all think it's normal. hopefully, whoever the guy is in charge who made these bonehead decisions, hopefully he's not in charge the next time around, you know what I mean? Also, yeah, it's been a while since I used a hunting rifle. Gun's not easy to use.
You're dead, meat sack! Yeah, terrible!
Anyway, that's just my thoughts on the whole global elite making bonehead decisions idea. There is a part of me that really does not understand how society got to this point. I guess what can you do, right? Surprised D-Chat didn't spark up on those comments. Normally he's all in on that kind of a conversation too. It's whatever, I guess. D-Chat's been distant lately. Guess he's been busy.
It's alive! The Wasteman is reborn!
What is it? What did you see?
I saw life. Life is returning to the wastes. The Great One brings it to all of us.
I had to shoot him in the face. If I didn't, what kind of man would I be? I wonder where we are in the level ups. Level 21. We're almost at 30. Oh my god. Oh shit, we're out of stim packs. We're out of stim packs. Oh, we're out of stim packs. Oh, we are out of stim packs. Do that one, do that one. Med-X. Do these. Oh god, oh my god, oh god, oh god. All right. Oh, that was really close. Define lately. I was on here and then when the stream started. Also, what comments? Keep in mind, I had some phone calls too and some other research for some real life stuff. Oh, let's talk about the elites. I was talking about the elites and the well, I was bringing up gender as a topic. You know how in society, gender ideology has been one of those things that's been like the brainwash of society, and some idiot in charge, somebody who had a lot of power to be affecting the whole world with this decision, made this bonehead decision to
have cancer.
basically remove that entire concept from society. And I thought it was interesting because you know that not only would somebody have to have a lot of power to remove gender from society, but also it's a decision that has actually ultimately affected everybody in some way, shape, or form. And it's one of those things that, I don't know, I feel like if we did have a hard reset of society, well, overall, maybe it wouldn't happen a second time, I guess, way to put it.
You done? Here.
100 bottle
Hold this
caps.
end for me. Okay. Now give it back.
I was basically
All
talking.
better now, you big baby.
I
Can
was
I get
talking.
back to work now?
Thanks, Doc. I was talking about.
All of us here thank you
Hold
for
on.
everything
Everybody
you've
needs
done.
my attention right
For
now.
us, it's the best.
Thank you. I was talking about how society has
Yeah?
become
You need something?
like a reset would not be a bad idea to reset society, but then people in charge are ultimately the ones who make it the way that it is. So if we had the same idiot in charge time and time again, then overall things will never change. People need to be willing to accept change. And one of the constant things we hear about nowadays is how male and female is no longer a topic they would want to address. Which I guess in a sense I get why, but like I get why it's a sensitive topic, but like at the same time, like you have to ask yourself, why is it a sensitive topic? You know what I mean? Like what I'm trying to say is like, I guess I'm wasting too much time trying to explain the thought when everybody kind of already gets the idea. I feel like society is, in a nutshell, it's gonna be doomed to make the same mistakes as long as we have the same idiots in charge making these really weird decisions. Like, ask yourself, what is the point of removing male and female from society? Oh, male and female? What is that? You know, like, what's the point of that? Somebody made that decision, and it became widespread for some reason. What's the reason why? It doesn't better society. It doesn't fix anything. The only reason why is to reintroduce it at some point. Because someone's going to reintroduce it at some point. Oh, dude, that makes sense. I have a balls and a penis, and this person has a vagina. We're different. How would we possibly identify the difference? Like, I guess people are getting really bored. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like you have...
Looking for your fix?
Yeah, I need... Bye.
Tell me
I feel
what
like
you need, and maybe I've got your fix.
I feel like if you had those same idiots in charge, you're doomed to deal with the same issues that we've always been dealing with as a society. And that is the general point I'm trying to make, is that some of it just makes no damn sense. Yet here we are. Alright, how many stimbacks do we have? 23? We're gonna need a lot more than 23 if we're gonna be exploring this far. I think 50 has been the safe number of stimbacks. Let's see. Statistically, I don't think it's that much of a brain virus. I think the actual brain virus is more or less the actual topic itself. Either side of it. I meant for a dialectical polarization operation. This is D-Chat. What I'm worried about with a reset is that what will happen is we'll simply go through the whole cycle again because we're going to lose most of our knowledge of what led up to that. That's been the problem, right? Is that we keep making the same mistakes because some idiot's always in charge. I think it's the people in charge. Like, hey, I know what I'm doing. And usually these idiots don't ever even once try to educate themselves. It's always just people thinking they just, oh, people are listening to me. Therefore I gotta make all these bonehead decisions. Ugh. Let's get a Moira. We haven't got a Moira in a while. I don't know, I think society is just, as a whole, you're always going to have these Fallout-esque kind of situations. Because, in the end, it is always kind of the same.
Any luck finding out how Rivet City got started?
I gotta do that at some point. Actually, no, we'll keep the mute fruit. They gave that to us as a gift, we might as well keep it. Flamer. Gatling laser.
Good hunting.
I mean, it's always people who have a lot of money or a lot of power. That's usually who we're always putting in charge. Hey, Winter, what you up to, hon? Oh, yeah, I'm okay. As a topic itself, D-Chat says, as a topic itself, I don't think it's nearly as relevant as those making it topical want us to believe. Trans and even LGBTQ generally have always been statistically insignificant. I do think that's the same. I think they're finding I think that somebody okay, here's the reality. Somebody in charge, high power individual, somebody probably on a global scale level of power, has wanted us to talk about this. And again, I'm going to say it the same way I said it before. There's not enough of a reason for it to be relevant. So, regardless of the topic itself, I do not think that there's any general purpose to the conversation. But they wanted this to be a topic of interest. On a global scale. On a global scale. We're going to go until the next Saturday, because we got to get plenty of stim packs. That right there says that this person who made this decision had a lot of power, a lot of influence, a lot of pull. And for some absolutely dumb fucking reason, it has become the biggest topic of the world. Shoving it down everyone's throats. It does feel forced. It does not feel genuine or fluid. It just feels like it's forced. The gaming industry is doing it. The movie industry is doing it. The television industry is doing it. The radio industry is doing it. In fact, every general advertiser is doing it. So there's something going on. We don't really know what it is. And the question I have is, why? I mean, this is what leads to things like end of the world kind of topics. You know what I mean? If you look at the fall of the Roman Empire, they had the same thing going on. Which is scary, considering you introduced trans and LGBT, and then the Roman Empire fell as a result. Like, that's not a good look. You know what I mean? So, generally, I don't want the United States or the world to come to a screeching halt. But my question is this. What insignificant whack job thought this was a relevant topic of interest, and what was the point? We are all here talking about how trans people are mentally ill and LGBT need to learn boundaries and everything else. Gender, what is male and female? What is that? It's been around for 2,000 years, but we were forced to learn it in biology class in high school and college because it was a requirement for a lot of us. And somehow we don't know what it is anymore. I shudder to imagine what the purpose of that was. What was the general reason they had us turn common sense on its head? You could blame this on COVID all you want. I don't think COVID was the reason. I think people in general, this is why going to school and finishing high school at the very least should be a mandatory requirement to have a job. Because up until COVID-19, the only thing that was true was that we never really knew what people did online. And maybe I'm touching a part of society that I shouldn't touch. But in general, we didn't know anybody. We were not forced to interact online. Everyone was in real life doing their own thing. Everyone was separate. We started interacting with each other. We realized how stupid everybody is. Realistically, you know what I mean? And I think that was the frightening part of the whole situation, is that we learned how screwed up our neighbors were. Because you go into the internet and you're forced to interact via the internet because of mandates and everything else. And you learn that everyone you know is a degenerate piece of shit. Pardon my French. At that point, what tends to happen is that's the only thing COVID really did, was expose that truth. Oh, I pushed A. So with that said, I don't think COVID was the reason everybody kind of... I think it's been a thing for much longer than that, because this doesn't happen like that. Never has been that way. It always takes time to evolve into the problem that it is. And you have trans, LGBT, gender ideology, and extremist level people. And these people have different reasons for being extremists. You have Antifa on one side, MAGA on the other. They are extremists. There's no real way around that. They are extremists. And completely psychopathic. just complete nut jobs. And this is on both sides of the playing field. This is all I'm being fair here, okay? And you have these people that act like complete doofuses over God knows what anymore at this point. Like, nobody really knows anymore.
For Christ's sake, you don't...
I mean, realistically, this is... What was the point? If this wasn't intentional, when the hell are they going to fix it? Because society used to have it... Okay, in general, civilization as a whole had its problems. Yes, women were in the kitchen a lot, and we didn't listen to them very much as men. A lot of problems there. And oftentimes, no one cared about how men felt. And men got equally as depressed and equally as frustrated with their lives. You know, we didn't have failing marriages at the level we have it up until about 2018. Now it's every marriage is failing. Every single one. Why get married anymore? What's the point? I think the reality is that people have made this... People have made this such a chore to try to figure out what's going on in the world. Like, of how to fix it. But, like, generally, when are we going to fix it? I mean, yes, society had its problems. Misogyny, no one cared how men felt. Feminism was not on the rise, therefore women were not treated as equally in jobs and labor. Not that they ever wanted the jobs to be fair. Usually men had to make the first move in dating. But there was a lot of benefits to the way things used to be. I say society a lot. But in general, the way things used to be. It wasn't just society, it was as a whole. And we're just getting stim backs right now. I need plenty. Overall, if this was accidental, what happened to the world, when are we going to fix it? We can't just sit here rotting away and keep acting like psychopaths for the rest of time. There needs to be a turning point where things get better. And I'm going to tell you all right now, I know somebody's get pissed off by this one. Donald Trump is not it. I'm trying not to use insults here, because insults don't help anybody. But that overinflated jackass has never given a shit about anyone, except himself, his wallet, and what he can actually obtain for himself. He has been president for well over 100 days. And no changes have been made. He's added tariffs, which have completely fucked the economy yet again. And granted, maybe what he's doing might eventually help and work out for the better. But I do not believe Donald Trump is the person who's going to churn this country around, let alone the world. The world used to be able to get along. Now it's fuck you everywhere you go. And it's kind of sad. I do think that there is a point in our lives where we have to ask ourselves, what are we going to do to make things better, make things work? And I don't think Donald Trump is it. I don't think he ever was it. I don't think he was ever the guy. Just like Biden wasn't the guy, just like Obama definitely was not the guy. You can't slap a dark skin tone on somebody, say that they're black when they're not. And Obama is not black. Everybody who thinks he's black, wake the fuck up. He's Middle Eastern. There's a difference. Okay? Not that it really matters, okay? But just because you think he's black does not mean he's going to fix America. You don't fix America because your skin tone. And a lot of people, a lot of really ignorant people on the left actually thought that Obama was the guy to fix America because he was black. Oh, so you have a bunch of... Well, I appreciate the effort, actually, because, you know, insanity is defined as doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Well, if they're always white guys, old white guys, let's get an old black guy in office and maybe it'll change. I appreciate the attempt, but that's not quite what that means. You know what I mean? Like, like, it's not insanity. They did try something new, but like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's like, if we keep putting white guys in the office, it's never gonna work. So if he's a black guy, it'll just work out, says Todd Howard. No, it's not. It's not how that works. But I appreciate the attempt. I really do. Because at least it's not a white guy this time, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't think that's gonna be a fix.
For Christ's sake.
There, I'm just getting the medical supplies. You can't help but laugh at that shit, by the way.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not done. I'm still on a tangent here. Let's see. I'm not supposed to be reading all comments because we don't do that anymore. But if you were a Blue Wrench, I might as well, right? D-Chat goes on the longest paragraph tangent here because there's so many comments. I understand why, it's fine. Basically the elites get to prey on slave classes at home and do to them whatever they want. And the other side have draconian, moralizing politicians come in to fight for Abrahamic, Noahide jurisprudence that will represent everyone's liberties and establish theocracy. Well, I don't know what the hell that means. Either way, capitalism traps all of the benefits and uses these matters as a distraction so they can continue making your money and basic living standards disappear. Well, I will note that eliminating games as physical media has pissed off a lot of people. Hold on, actually, let's see what we have here. We're going to go to 100, so we're going to wait another week. You imagine, by the time we get back to the Brothers deal, the Enclave will have been defeated. Let's see. Marriage is simply not sustainable anymore. Most people are too broke to even care for themselves. Yeah, I've noticed. Actually, it's kind of messed up because if you have two people in a household and you pump up a baby, like if you have sex and create a baby, then they'll give you more. And I don't mean more like in this general sense. I mean they give you a shit ton more. Like right now in Michigan, I think, let's just use SI as an example because that's something everybody can relate to, right? Everybody has SI these days. In Michigan, general SI is about $1,000, but if you have a baby, you get like $1,300, which is a lot more. You know what I mean? That bit actually does help, considering most apartments are $1,000+ most, if not all. So if you want to get a studio apartment, you're gonna have to be paying well over $1,000. I would know. Why do you think I'm working so much extra these days? So you know, there is benefits to having a family, but here's the thing: most marriages are failing, and most people who are together hate each other. Like, this is the era in which women are leaving their men for other guys, and guys are cheating on their girls for other girls. Because nobody wants to be together anymore. Everybody's like sick of their crap. It's like, you know what? I have lived with you for 20 years. You know what? Everybody else is doing it. I think I'm going to quit on you too. Like, that's generally what it's become. And I think that that's really messed up, but it tells you a lot about where society is at, pretty much. You know, like, people are just generally... let's do 12 hours. Generally, people are just sick and tired of each other. Which means when you pump out that baby, they're not going to be together for very long anyway. And then the deadbeat situations can become more of a thing. It's kind of messed up, but it's also very much a thing nowadays. This is a thing everywhere. Marriages are not... I don't know. Patriarchal traditionalism is as anti-male as geocentric feminism, because in both the male is the one who takes all the responsibility and all the blame. Yeah, that's one of those general problems we had before with the way things used to be. Is that in a nutshell, we put all the blame on the guy no matter what, even if it was the woman's fault. Like, I do have problems with that because that's not right. Not just because I'm a guy. It's not just because I'm a guy. I do honestly believe that if you are guilty, then you should be held responsible when you are the one in the wrong. And for some effed up reason, I don't know. I feel like society is never going to get past that point in which we say men can just take it. Trust me, as a man, I'm sick of taking it. As a man, I am so sick and tired of pretending like I'm okay when I'm not. Because, you know, sometimes it gets old. You just want to be respected or valued for what you actually do right. And nobody respects you or values you in this day and age. Nobody.
You came in here on your own. You done? Good.
Alright, I think we have enough stim packs. 5,000 caps and 91 stim packs. We are ready to go. Alright, we're gonna go... We're not gonna do Oasis right now. Oh, there's one. Oh, we can't go there. Oasis and Vault 87 are both equally as bad. So I guess we're gonna go to DC now. See. Society was never misogynist. Men were the ones tooling like slaves and dying out in the battlefield. Hold on, let me read this. Patriarchal traditionalism is as anti-male as gyrocentric feminism, because in both, the male is the one who takes all the responsibility and all the blame. This, by the way, one of my reasons I'm still sympathetic to LGBTQ, says D-Chat. Even if the culture is totally bereft of anything else useful, because the least we can say is that it has had a role to play in challenging gyrocentric and misandry, inspire of how much feminism has infiltrated that movement versus lesbianism. I think men who want to should have the right to appropriate femininity. Huh. Sounds like a lot of... Here we are.
Commencing attack.
There's a death claw. There's a death claw cage somewhere around here. Okay, let's see. I just feel like as a man, things shouldn't be, I don't know. It's one of those things when the world resets, you know, it's always gonna be like people are gonna go back to their primal instincts, you know, like the way things were originally. I think that's the sad reality, is that a lot of people don't want to accept that fact, but it's kind of true. A lot of the time, people don't want to accept that they will eventually go back to their root instincts. Men take care of the females, men go out to do the hunting, females do the gathering. That is generally how it always has been. And it's weird because nobody ever wants to accept that. But like, it is what it is. Stealth boy is worn off, thank God. I didn't mean to click the stealth boy. Not that we are ever gonna need it. Okay. A reset really isn't too desirable unless there's an organized plan to take over what's left, like some militia or communist or even cultic groups who prepared for it. I don't really know how I feel about it. Was I already out of ammo? I thought I had hundreds left. I really don't think... I mean, part of me wouldn't mind the world ending. Realistically, it would not be the worst thing for me. But at the same time, like, I feel like there's so many other ways that we could restart society. Like, instead of going to pure madness and eliminating the government, there is other ways we can go about it. Nuclear warfare is not a necessity. Is not a necessity. There is other ways to kickstart a fresh look on how the world could be. I guess we gotta go this way. We're gonna have to start going through the tunnels now. I did a Let's Play for YouTube on my last channel. I did a Let's Play on YouTube for my last channel. And it went fairly okay. But we discovered the South. Okay. We should be able to keep going through here. It's a very powerful gun. Foggy Bottom. Let's see. Normally I'd feel that way. Unfortunately, I myself am in no position to reap out the world such a thing. Heck, I'm in a worse condition now than I was 2020. Things bashed me then. Broke, homeless, just so I was 9K, student debt, in an honest attempt to get out of that situation now. Things are far worse. Dumb, immobilized by physical stuff. Again, anything like that, you want to make sure you're absolutely prepared for that. Otherwise, it's going to be Stone Age life again, or more realistically, feudalism. Well, all I know is that I'm generally on the fence of, I don't know. I feel like I want life to be a certain kind of way. And we are a long way from that. For what I want life to be, I mean. I guess it's not really a whole lot of point in complaining about it, you know? At this point, we'll just have to take whatever life throws at us. You'll be dead. Seems like throughout history there have only been two choices: be a slave or just rot in no man's land. I feel like I've had better options than that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I've just been lucky my whole life. I mean, realistically, maybe I have been lucky in my life. Where does this go? Oh, the tepid sewers! I thought that area looked familiar. You know, I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. I don't know whose idea this was. Play this, but it was a good call. It was your idea, Winner? Winner's taking credit. Oh, right. Okay, we gotta go to Georgetown North. We're at Foggy Bottom. We gotta go to Metro Central and then up to Dew Point. So we gotta take the red line. Take the white line up and then take it up to Dew Point. Okay. And by the way, the red lines, the blue lines, the white lines actually are in the game. So if you follow and pay attention to those, you can actually use them. Some maniac be leaving shit behind for people. Oh, I'm hungry. It's been about 3 hours, but we're gonna get through this area first. Alright, we're here at Foggy Bottom. So we're going across. Doesn't say you are here, but I'm assuming that we're right here at this red and white dot. So we need to find the red and go up. Westbound to Arlington Station. I'm trying to learn how to take the bus, you bitch. Alright, so that's westbound to Arlington. So that means we'd be going that way. We don't want to go that way. We've already been that way. Actually, do we have anything we need to find that way? It would take us across the river. There's Arlington Cemetery. Looks like that metro's flooded though. So if that's west, hold on. West. West. We need to go straight across then. Where's this guy at? Yeah, that goes to Arlington Station almost no matter what. So, let's see where these ones go. This one goes to Metro Central. Maybe this one goes where we need to go. I was stepping on a bear trap. There's bear traps in the ground. There we go, DuPont. Sorry about most of my comments. I don't know, past week, like most recent life has must have been just me whining. Oh no, you're good, bro. You're good. Okay, we're finally at DuPont West. You are totally good though, bro. I get that sometimes people need to vent, you know what I mean? So like, I vent a lot too. So if you guys need to vent, you guys can. We're gonna have so many fingers to churn in. Let's go through here. Why about meta-historical and often cosmic scale issues so beyond my personal control that to think about it so is actually an act of futility? Our ultimate enemies are reptilian overlords or ET pup masters, are gods from other universes. What exactly do we do about that? Unfortunately, nothing that I know of. Pretty much. I mean, I hate that I never have anything to talk about except just whining in some manner or another, says D-Chat. Even most of this conspiracy stuff I'm into is just whining in another form. Well, that's why we gotta find things that are... I've been watching a lot of other YouTube channels. Kyle Hill Gaming, PewDiePie, Mark. I've been doing my research to see what works and what doesn't work. And one thing I've noticed is there's always something to talk about. Oh, here's DuPont West. Is this door openable? No. There's always something to talk about. And I mean, it's rough when you've had so much bad in your life that you don't know how to get excited for things anymore. Doesn't explode, okay. Because then it becomes a concept of how do we get excited for things? How do we get happy to things are going on? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of the general issue a lot of us face, is we don't know how to get happy about things anymore. But I think that there's always a way to find something worth talking about. Like, if I could find a game to really reel me in, right now it's Fallout 3. Right now the game that's pulling me in the most is Fallout 3. But if I could find a game that had enough to get everybody excited about talking about it, then I'm pretty sure we could find a conversation there. You know what I mean? And I think that is the general topic, is people need things to talk about. We've been so focused on... I think the problem that you and I both have, and it's the problem that I have, and it's a problem that you clearly are noticing too, okay? Is that we've been so surrounded by negativity the last couple of years that we find ourselves resorting to venting, like complaining, before anything else. And that's never healthy. But think about it. We are so used to things going wrong that we talk about the negatives by default. That is the thing, you know what I mean? And it's understandable to an extent, because we're so tired of having to deal with all this negative BS. But it's not like we can't find or train ourselves to find other things. It's like we've been trained to be unhappy by persons that be. Now we gotta train ourselves to be happy again. If we can train ourselves to be happy, then we can have fun conversations about cool things. We could be excited to see things that are coming out. You know, like we could finally be... Oh boy. We could actually be... Found it! Yay! We could find a way to train ourselves to be happy about things. And the problem is it's self-training, so it's not as easy. I mean, when someone trains you mentally to be miserable because they want you to be miserable, that is something that is not as hard to do than it is to train yourself. Because when you're training yourself, you're forcing yourself to adapt around the thought of negativity. And then what you basically do is you're forcing yourself to adapt to what they did to you, at the same time creating a different world for yourself. It is not impossible. It just takes time, is my point. And it is something that I think we should focus on, because it would be a really cool thing to get ourselves back in the groove of being happy. You know what I mean? Happiness is... It's not just given to you. You have to work for it. And then one day when we're sitting here so used to whining is that eventually we could no longer whine anymore because we trained ourselves to be that way. I think that's the way I look at those things. Let's see. Where are we at? We're at DuPont East, right? Find all these ones next. I love this looking for locations. The coolest thing in the world for me would be build my own house, even if it's just a camper or some kind of mobile home, totally bare bones and stripped. A fixer-upper for me to make in my image and have an acreage to park it in with a well or water pump, some solar panels, and a big old battery as a generator. I could be happy with that, says D-Chat. That would be cool, man, and that's something you should aim for. You know, I mean, I know it sounds like it's impossible now given the situation of things, but it's not. Anyone could achieve anything they put their mind to. That's why I never agree with critical race theory. Critical race theory taught you because of your skin color you wouldn't be able to succeed, or you would be able to succeed more. That's not how that works. It's all about hard work and determination. And I think that it's important for people to note that if you work hard for something, you will eventually achieve what you're trying to achieve. If you just sit there pouting the whole time saying, oh, woe is me, it's never going to happen, then it never will. That's why I stopped trying to like explain things to people, because I would sit there and have these arguments forever. And I mean, I guess it goes down to the idea that if something is absolutely pointless, don't waste your time on it. If people are blind to a conversation, then no one have a conversation with them. You know, like, the simple reality is, if you put your mind to saying you work hard for it, don't let people tear you down, and you'll eventually achieve what they have always failed to achieve. You know what I mean? And I think that that's the way the world should be. Because I think that's just the reality of the situation. You know, if we waste our time on things that don't matter, then we're never going to actually amount to anything. And I think that what a lot of people want to be happy is that means they have to work for it. It's something you have to actually aim for. Something that you have to put time and effort into. If you don't put the time and effort into it, then it's never going to be a thing. And a lot of people don't seem to get that sometimes, and that's what sucks. But the reality is, if you work hard for something, you'll eventually get what you're looking for in life. You can achieve it. I know you can. So, if you want to get some kind of situation like that, you just gotta like aim for it and never look back. Fuck the world, you know? And the world honestly can fuck off. I mean, I don't mean to crap on the world, because I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong, I am intentionally crapping on the world, because a lot of people just suck. You know what I mean? People always try to tear you down because their life is shit. Instead of getting out there and making something of themselves, they'll just sit there and try to tear you down. Don't ever waste your time on people like that. And I'm saying this to anyone who is listening, not just D-Chat. Like, sometimes life is more than just expecting the expected to happen. Sometimes you gotta get there and you gotta bust your ass for it. I know I'm not the primary example, because half my life I sat there letting people run my life for me. But I had to learn that lesson after a point. She...
Gotcha. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Durga. What?
Of course.
She's so rude. I don't know what to do with her. On one hand, I think she's kind of cute, but on the other hand, she's such an asshole. It's like, how do I flirt with somebody who's such a dick? I wouldn't mind flirting with the brother of a steel woman. Like, you know, she's not terrible to look at, but she's got such an asshole problem. She's just snide, rude remarks. I don't get it. Alright. We have been streaming for 3 hours. Alright, here's what we're going to do the next stream. We're going to probably try to get these locations to complete more of the DLC. I know the DLC, it was not the primary focus today, but I do like getting on there and seeing the world a bit. Next stream, we'll do 2 quests and we'll unlock more locations. How about that? I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, by the way, we do have a winner to our poll. It looks to me like Skyrim, GTA, Red Dead, Triple Threat is the winner. So we will be doing that, it looks like. And that poll real quick. Let me go write that down on a piece of paper. Oh boy. I'm probably going to go relax the rest of the afternoon. Nothing's going on today. Skyrim, GTA, RDR. Alright. I'll let you guys know next stream who wins the triple threat, pull it out of a hat kind of thing. Alright guys, I'm going to call it here. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I will be on either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not really sure how I want to do this. I'm thinking that if I stream once a day, Monday through Fridays, that should be enough. Not that I really want to like cut back on time. It's just, you know, I really do think that sometimes it's good to, you know, not overdo it. You know what I mean? So we'll either do a stream tonight or more than likely we'll do a stream tomorrow. When we do, we might aim for more in the afternoon, like 4 p.m. onward. Because I've noticed when I stream between 4 p.m. and 7, typically the streams do better. So we'll probably aim for that time. If you guys like the stream, feel free to drop a like, comment, subscribe, etc. The comment sections will be mostly open. I do keep them out for review because sometimes people like to act like doofuses and say some really, really, really disturbing stuff, and I don't need my whole audience being exposed to that kind of debauchery. If you can't be a normal human being, then we're just going to pretend like you don't exist. That's the rule, right? But, you know, just so you all know, if you like the content, feel free to express that if you guys do. And I will see you all in the next one. And when we get back, we'll do some more Fall 3. Peace out, guys. Adios.